हम अपने प्रोग्राम में स्पिरिचुअलिटी की बात करते हैं, रिलीजन की बात करते हैं और स्पिरिचुअलिटी का हम सब के लिए अलग अलग मतलब है। तो आज हम आपकी मुलाकात एक ऐसी हस्ती से करवा रहे हैं जो स्पिरिचुअल हैं, साइकिक मीडियम हैं और रीडिंग्स वो करती हैं पास्ट लाइफ की। शी इज़ अ वेरी फैसिनेटिंग पर्सन। आपकी हम मुलाकात करवा रहे हैं डॉक्टर लेस्ली फिलिप्स से। डॉक्टर लेस्ली, वेलकम टू आवर शो।
Thank you so much.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. Now, when we were talking earlier, I was curious about, well, you're a doctor of what? So can you tell us a bit about your journey to where you are now?
Absolutely, yes. So I'm a doctor actually in microbiology, and my career was as a scientist in the pharmaceutical industry, discovering drugs from bugs. So I used to travel around the world to biodiverse places, collecting samples and growing microbes in the lab.
Wow.
To see if I could discover new drugs from them.
Tell our viewers a little bit about the story. What is your book about?
I'd love to, and here's a copy of the Midas tree, and actually, yes, you can get it from Chapters, and you can get it on Amazon as well.
That's amazing, awesome, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. So this book actually was a book that I received when I was meditating. So it's not a book that I went out and researched with my intellect.
Right.
It's something that came to me as a spiritual communication. And I didn't know what I was writing really until I got to the end of it, and then I took a step back and said, what do I have here? And for those out there who haven't read my book yet, if you've read the Chronicles of Narnia or you've read the Celestine Prophecy, and you kind of imagine those two things woven together a little bit, it will give you a bit of an idea of what the genre is. It's an adventure novel, and it's an adventure story. This one, it's written a little bit like a fairy tale, but at the same time there's spiritual information woven into the story. So as you read and you walk hand in hand with Joshua, who's the hero in the book, and he faces his challenges.
Yes.
They probably remind you of challenges that you've gone through in your life.
Absolutely.
And there are these magical teachers called Devas who reveal ancient spiritual secrets to Joshua. And they help him to overcome his challenges.
And a Devi too.
A Devi too,
Yeah.
exactly, they're all Devis.
Yeah.
And the Devis, there are a number of these teachers, and each one is the keeper of a special piece of spiritual information that they divulge to Joshua. And while you're reading the book and being reminded of your life challenges, they're also revealing these secrets to you.
Yes.
And giving you the opportunity to incorporate them into your life.
Yes, and that's what I sensed, as I was reading. I could feel that, okay, there's a lesson, and I could feel it at a deeper level as I was reading it, because you told me that, so I was a little conscious of it anyway. But it's a very meaningful book, and one that you can reread after a while.
Well, thank you so much. And one more thing I'd like to say about it, really, just backtracking back to my journey. I grew up in a culture and a family like so many of us do, where what was important was getting a good education, getting a good job, earning a lot of money, all of these sort of practical things in the world that, but a lot of us, unfortunately, in the process of that, are focused away from our intuitive side.
Yes.
And, we have both the intellect and the intuition, and they are both amazing, powerful things that we can incorporate and use in our lives to guide us and help us. And so, my greatest wish for this book is that it will help a whole generation of children and adults.
Yes.
For the kids never to forget that intuitive side of themselves, and for the adults to remember it and reconnect with it.
Absolutely. And now getting to the second part, which is what I was really fascinated about even the first time when I spoke with you. I just thought, I have to see Dr. Lesley because I need a past life reading. That's something that, we're all interested in. We always are curious about, the present life, where am I going? But the past life just gives you goosebumps, who was I? I kind of wondered if I was Cleopatra or, some great person. I think that's the first place where we go. So I have to share with the viewers that I had a reading done, and it was just absolutely fascinating. And tell us, Dr. Lesley, what is it like for you if you were to tell somebody about what is the process, where do you take people, or where do you go? What happens?